Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello guys, we are from group 5. We will present our material about history in 10 November 1945. With the member are 𝐈𝐧𝐻𝐿𝐬𝐿𝐻𝐿, 𝐺𝐨𝐯𝐬𝐻𝐿, Alifainda Pratiwi, Abdul Rafiq, dan Amanda Matasari. The first material will be presented by Abdul and Amanda.
On 19 September 1945, a group of Dutch interns supported by the Japanese raised the Dutch flag outside the Hotel Yamato, formerly Hotel Orange, now Hotel Majapahit in Surabaya, East Java. This provoked nationalist Indonesian Milita, who overran the Dutch and Japanese and tore off the blue part of the Dutch flag, changing it into the Indonesian flag. The leader of the Dutch group, Mr. Blockman, was killed because of mass anger. The senior Japanese commander in Surabaya, Vice Admiral Shibata Yaijiro, threw his support behind the Republicans and gave Indonesians ready access to arms. On 3rd October, he surrendered to a Dutch Navy captain. British forces brought in a small Dutch military contingent which turned the Netherlands in this civil administration or NICA. The main goals of British troops in Surabaya were seizing weapons from Japanese troops and Indonesian Milita, taking care of former prisoners of war posts, and sending the remaining Japanese troops back to Japan.
In September and October 1945, a series of incidents took place involving pro-Dutch Eurasians, and atrocities were committed by Indonesian mobs against European interests. In late October and early November, the leadership of the mass Muslim organization Nahdlatul Ulama and Masyumi declared that war in defense of the Indonesian motherland was holy war, and thus an obligation for all Muslims. Bung Tomo made use of local radio to encourage an atmosphere of fanatical revolutionary fervor across the city. 6,000 British Indian troops were sent into the city on 25 October to evacuate European interests, and within 3 days, fighting began. The British flew in the influential President Sukarno, Vice President Hatta, and his ministers Amir Syarifuddin, and a ceasefire was achieved on 30 October.
The second material will be presented by 𝐈𝐧𝐻𝐿𝐬𝐿𝐻.
The Battle of Surabaya took place from 27 October to 20 November 1945 with an army of 20,000 infantry and 100,000 militia troops on the Indonesian side, while the British attacked with 30,000 troops plus tanks, planes, and warships. On 27 October 1945, a British plane from Jakarta dropped leaflets over Surabaya urging all Indonesian troops and militia to surrender their weapons. The leaders of the Indonesian troops and militia were angered, seeing it as a breaking of the agreement reached with Melibay earlier. On 28 October 1945, Indonesia attacked the British troops in Surabaya, killing 200 soldiers. On 30 October, the British flew Sukarno, President of Republic Indonesia, Muhammad Hatta, the Vice President of Republic Indonesia, and Amir Sharifuddin Harahap, the Minister of Information of Indonesia, into Surabaya to possibly negotiate a ceasefire. Even after the ceasefire was agreed upon by both parties, the battle resumed because of communication problems and the two parties who were not trusting each other. On 30 October 1945, 𝐈𝐧𝐝𝐸𝐵 was traveling to Surabaya with the aim of spreading the news about the ceasefire agreement with his army. When his car began to approach the British Army post at the International Building near Jembatan Merah, suddenly a group of Indonesian Republican militia surrounded him and shot Malabi RC. Philip Christison, then serving as Lieutenant General, was furious when he heard Malabi was killed in Surabaya. Because of this, the British sent additional troops led by Major General Robert Massard with Sherman and Stuart tanks, 2 cruisers and 3 destroyers as supporters. On November 10, British troops began to advance methodically throughout the city using sea and air bombardments as their protector. Apart from the extraordinary struggle of the Indonesian people, almost the entire city of Surabaya was successfully occupied, and the battle ended after 3 weeks on 29 November. The battle took the lives of 6,300 to 15,000 Indonesian soldiers and an estimate 200,000 people who fled the city, while Britain only 600 people.
We will watch a short video about Battle of Surabaya.
The Indonesian leaders in Surabaya faced the most difficult decision. There was a boy who knew courage, honor, and humanity. A messenger of peace to his enemies, his leaders, and his people.
I hate everything that makes a war.
But I do not dare, sir.
It's all you, Musa. I can trust.
You're just a child.
Messenger boy.
Where is the code?
Sometimes we'll never know success. Sometimes we're afraid to see our own courage. But these just make you see that everything you believe is faith.
Cleverness is not only here, but also here. There is no victory in war.
The war would only leave suffering and cause everything to be lost. Battle of Surabaya.
The third material will be presented by Khalifa Ilnafati.
Conclusion. Historical event battle 10 November 1945 in Surabaya is a battle for the first time since the proclamation of independence 17 August 1945. was our moment to reflect and commemorate the struggle Indonesian people in maintaining independence through battle historic 10 November 1945 that occurred in the city of Surabaya, Java East, which in turn is known and used as the hero of 10 November and is always celebrated in memory of the heroes. 10 November 1945 battle in Surabaya is one of the greatest battle in the history of the Indonesian Revolution because in war the November 10 to 20,000 troops and 100,000 of volunteers who are killed as a result of war casualties up to 16,000 people from the fighters and the colonialism Dutch colonizer.
This is our presentation about history 10 November 1945. Nevertheless, before we closing by reciting Alhamdulillah together. Alhamdulillah. Thank you very much for your good attention. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.